emergency management piece. By law, we have to follow to make sure that we incorporate these 5 phases of emergency management. The prevention piece, what are those things that we are doing to prevent any type of accident? If we have reports that maybe there's some facility issues, are we addressing those in a timely fashion? Mitigation, are we addressing security issues that we might have? Do we have perhaps shrubs or shrubbery that's blocking some windows that might provide cover for those that might be on campus looking to do harm? Do we have efficient camera coverage on our campuses to ensure that we can cover all those areas that might present some issues to us? Vandalism, any type of graffiti or anything of that nature. Preparedness. How are we planning? How are we preparing? How are we training our staff and our students? And are we evaluating what we've done to ensure that we're still along the right path of what we are intending to do with our plan? Response. All the training and the organizing of what we've done, how does that come into play when there's an actual incident? Does everybody handle it according to their roles and responsibilities? If not, you may need to reevaluate that and go back and make some changes and some modifications to your plan. And then one of the more important pieces is recovery. How do we get back to normal ways of operating after there's been an incident? You might have a short-term, you might have a long-term piece that you must plan. And one of those is COVID right now. That's the big one that we're dealing with because originally we thought that this may be something that may last a year and a half. But as everyone is aware, this is something that we're still continuing with. So we need to make sure that we continue to offer those solutions and provide those recovery pieces to ensure that our staff and our students are safe, are comfortable, and everybody's aware of those protocols that we've have implemented during those times. So who helps drive this? We talked about our stakeholders. There were several individuals that we discussed, but when you're actually looking at setting and designing and developing your emergency plans for your school district, you need to make sure that it's all encompassing, that it's a multi representation of the different entities, both internally and externally. You have emergency management. I myself serve as the primary emergency management point of contact, but you also have those city and those local emergency management contacts that you must include. Communications, internal communications, and also media. You need to be able to work with them. If there's an incident that happens on your campus or on your site, how are you going to get the word out to your families so that they understand what's happening? What are we expecting of them? If there's a reunification that needs to take place, what are those steps that they must follow to ensure that they don't interrupt protocol or operations within the district? You need to make sure that you have administration, campus and district administration, staff, teachers, professionals, paraprofessionals, mental health workers, whether they're social workers, counselors, LSSPs. Those are individuals that would all provide critical information and guidance. Your health services, often our school nurses are often overlooked when it comes to the planning piece. They're very critical in the event that there's some issues that may come into play. Maybe you need to evacuate. We need to make sure that our nurses are trained on the evacuation process, how to move the medications that might be needed for staff or students if we need to evacuate to a different site. Curriculum and instruction, want to make sure that we have representation from teaching and learning to make sure that they have plans in the event that we have any issues. COVID would be a perfect example. We had to provide virtual learning for our students. So it's critical that we had these people on board when we were planning our continuity of operations planning so that everyone understood what their role was and what the plan was to provide that virtual instruction. Other areas that you must include: human resources, your first responders internally, as well as your local first responders. We do have, again, city and county first responders that we must coordinate with. Your custodial staff, very critical. They are the stewards of the facilities within your site. They know where all the cutoffs are. They know how to conduct the emergency shutoff. They know the floor plan by heart. These are individuals that you have to include in your planning, whether it's at the district level or at the campus level. Facilities and maintenance, transportation, food services, those are all critical departments within the district that provide operational guidance and will provide support if there's an emergency incident. Your parents and guardians, give them the opportunity to express their concerns. A lot of times, as a district administrator, we look at things through our lens and sometimes forget, as a parent or a guardian of a child, there's some other concerns that we might need to include in our planning piece. Community members, risk management, that ties closely with the training that we provide, technology, and business and finance. Who's going to provide the funding? How are we going to ensure that we have the technological pieces to help drive our planning piece? So our best practices, we have this at the district level. Our emergency planning team is the safety and security committee, but we also have these in a smaller scale at our district, at our campus level.